And we're live.
Nick, if I could get you to start us off with a recap of last session.
Sure, let me just push it to my YouTube channel where I got the whole thing recorded.
You fucking cuck.
You had to see that coming. Come on now.
Because I used it to fucking remember what happened 2 weeks ago doesn't mean you get to. Dick.
Alright, so last time we, if I remember correctly, was the beginning of the end. When we made it to the end of the explorable area, where a couple of changelings were waiting for us, disguised as bodies. Doppelgangers, not changelings. Disguised as corpses on tables. One of them was, in fact, the woman who we woke up in prison by. The other one had no name or relevance and was rather handily annihilated. However, her counterpart gave us more than a little bit of trouble and actually succeeded in pretty much wiping out the group, had it not been for the timely aid of the local, I believe, Pharasman cleric.
Correct.
Of whose name I believe is Whisper, is what she Winter is what she introduced herself as. She ran in and managed to attract the bitch's attention, and focus was taken off of annihilating the party. They ran away, ran down a hallway where she was. Got a few new additions in the form of crossbow bolts. After that, the guards, along with, under Winter's insistence, recovered our unconscious bodies, and she was able to channel, bring us back to health, or consciousness, I should say. No casualties this go around. Ken experienced something strange, but everything is strange, and he experiences nothing because everything's, fake, and that's just what they want me to think. Before waking up and waking up in a bit of a fit, he managed to calm down once he got into a corner and kind of reestablished where he was, while Scott was dealing with a schizo and convincing him to take his meds because he sees the ghost of his dead wife that isn't actually there. I believe it was wife.
Not wife. Dead
Not
sister.
Wife. Sister.
Twin sister who died when he was a child.
Sister. I knew it was a female.
It was.
That isn't creepy.
No, of course not. It's not. This entire thing hasn't been creepy. Anyways, after that, Ken practiced taking levels in Angry Carpenter, and Azuma and
Renza.
I still can't remember Scott's name. Went and looted the bodies and gathered our not prisoner, while Nevaeh was tending to a few people's wounds, and I believe that's where we ended. We also leveled up in the process.
Winter had asked you to do a couple things around the chapel just to help out before she would answer any questions, because people are stressed, things are tense. There were some things that needed doing. There were two survivors, a woman named Erwin and a young boy named Bates, who were both pretty messed up. Erwin, I believe, having suffered a broken arm, several broken ribs, and Bates was covered with bite marks all over his body. human teeth bite marks. Renza was able to accomplish the first task Winter was going to set out without even having been prompted to, as Lois, or Loic, an asylum patient, was having hallucinations and was attempting to be calmed down, which Renza quite efficiently, without scaring him or threatening him, convinced him to just calm down and take his medication. And Ken chopped firewood.
Angry Carpenter sounds so much better.
Angry carpentry, except, well, angry destruction. Angry lumberjack is more pro. And Azuma went back into the hall by the centipedes, gathered all the winter blankets and the equipment, and brought them back to Winter, who was able to distribute them amongst the rest of the survivors. And when we left off, Renza was on her way back as everyone else was taking care of their chores. Renza was on her way back with all the equipment that was gathered and looted from, your near-death experience.
I had all the loot.
You had all the loot from the rooms with the trash. I have the loot from the place where the doppelgangers were.
Renza, is there anything you'd like to do on the way back?
I have a crazy person with me, so I think I'm going to prioritize getting the crazy person stuff first.
Praise!
Yes, exactly.
Good thing I wasn't planning on getting any sleep.
He seems to respond well to being nice to him, so if we just give him a blanket and a little bit of food and let the nurse take care of him, I'm sure that he'll be not fine, but manageable.
Your
not likely to stab us in our sleep.
Friend in tow. You begin walking off down the hall towards the guardrail, and there is, well, one might say a bit of a conflict. As soon as the light begins passing through in the chapel, guards are able to see exactly who you have with you. They raise their crossbows in the universal sign of "Don't come any closer or we'll shoot you." Call out, "Hold on! Who do you have with you?"
He was a man that was tied up, chained up, when we were passing through the area. Nobody stopped to free him. When Winter saved our lives, I wanted to return and do so.
How do you know he's not a doppelganger?
Because, frankly, I don't think that a doppelganger would ever attempt such a simple and idiotic disguise.
You can hear the man nervously fidgeting behind you. Get you to make a diplomacy check.
Okay. And as I say this, I'm going to turn to the man.
One of the chapel guards calls out, "Yeah, you're probably right." You may continue.
As I'm saying that, I'm going to turn to the man behind me and I'm going to rest my hand on his shoulder. Can you say hello to the guards?
He sort of pokes his head around you, holds up a hand. Praise?
Now tell me, does that sound like a doppelganger trying to gain your trust? Or does that sound like somebody who's been driven quite thoroughly insane by what's been going on here.
Praise!
He's trying to help.
The
He's trying to make friends.
Oh, God.
guard captain behind the rest of the chapel grumbles and make a perception check.
I'm good at that one!
Haha, you don't hear any of the grumbling, but some of the chapel guards, you notice some of the chapel guards looking at each other, sort of disconcerted before they look to you sort of weary, but nod as the door here opens up and you're allowed to be escorted through.
Fantastic. It would be nice if we could see the other screen, by the way.
Haha, I keep forgetting. 100%.
It's a smart idea. I cannot blame you. It is what you are doing here is a smart idea, given the fact that the massiveness of this map. It makes sense.
Need to remind myself before every single session.
Yes, exactly.
Not to be a moron.
used to you being incompetent. It's okay.
I've been moving it around this whole time. Like, yeah, this is, you can see things. And quickly before we continue, I never gave you a full image of winter, I don't believe.
Just the headshot, not full body.
Oh, nice. Alright, which cat is that?
Something specific that you may notice upon close examination is that she has heterochromia.
How the fuck will we notice that?
Her right eye is green, her left eye is yellow.
When any of us had enough time to look into her eyes.
You have had some moments of stop and conversation.
I definitely had the opportunity to notice that. Thank you for that detail, Rowan.
And continuing on to the chapel doors. Renza, as soon as you get about here, the man behind you carrying the lantern turns and looks at halfway down the hall, the red curtain draped across the hall, and he sort of shivers.
I'll
Like,
glance.
Pretty visibly.
I'll glance down there at the curtain and remember to ask Winter about what's down that way. As I prompt him to enter the chapel.
He stands there uncomfortably, not wanting to shoulder past Azuma.
Much better.
He eyes him cautiously as he walks by.
He eyes you cautiously.
I'm focused on the old woman.
As soon as you get back in there, Winter's eyes drift over to the door as you walk back in, and they narrow upon seeing that you've brought a guest, a +1.
It's not like she didn't know who was there, at least.
She was pretty busy.
I'll nod in her direction when she notices us. And I'll stay near the man to keep an eye on him, and if she comes over to confront me about it, I will discuss with her then.
She appears busy tending to other duties. It looks like she's getting ready to cook.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna, since she doesn't look like she's going to be approaching me anytime in the immediate future, I am going to turn to Azuma. Can you keep an eye on him for a moment?
Gonna kind of wrinkle her nose at that. Sure.
Thank
you. And I'm going
to... He turns towards you and sort of uncomfortably bows and thanks. Praise.
She's gonna nod. Like, yeah.
Great. Praise.
Get off me!
And then I'm gonna head over to Winter.
She is crouched in the corner by a small fire, has a pot resting over said fire, and is stirring ingredients in.
Lost the
You know
game.
what you're doing. Hope you know what you're doing.
He was a man in trouble, and I felt bad about just leaving him chained up like that. I'll keep an eye on him.
Well, I can't be too harsh, considering that's the same reason I ran after you.
Thank you.
Do those robes mean anything to you? She inclines her head over to him, to the yellow, almost bed sheet looking things.
No, they don't. Very little means anything to me at this point. I'm very confused about this whole situation. I went back to the room that you saved us at, and I found something. I can't use it personally, and I don't know if any of my traveling companions can either. I was hoping maybe you or somebody else might be able to. You were using some measure of magic earlier, so maybe you can. And I'm gonna take out the Pearl of Power.
She looks over it. What is it?
It is. I don't know how I know this, but it's Pearl of Power. It's an item, a magical focus that you can use to regain small amounts of power or knowledge that you have expended already. If certain people who draw magic from certain sources can use it to replenish that magic. It's a relatively weak example, but maybe you can put it to better use than I can.
She's going to look over, nod, and hold out her hand.
I pass it to her.
Thank you. I'll certainly do what I can.
All right.
If you don't mind, you wouldn't happen to have any experience as a cook, would you? She indicates her head down towards the stew pot.
To be entirely honest, no. It would seem that my skills are primarily of the exploding variety.
Looks like you're uniquely qualified to be an explorer in this place.
Well,
If you can, for the next little bit, how about Nevaeh tending to those two, or you can help Ken chop firewood.
I guess I'll go help with the firewood then.
She nods as she stashes the pearl in her belt pouch.
Okay. And I'm gonna go head over to Ken and help with the firewood.
You've been doing a whole lot. I imagine I'm done with the firewood by now.
As you walk over, you hear a sound of a, and you look up to see Nesa waving you over. Bullock has somewhat calmed down and is just sort of sitting there twiddling his thumbs.
I'll stop by her for a moment then.
I haven't been exactly eavesdropping. I was hoping you would tell me where you picked him up. She says in sort of hushed tones, pointing to the rescued man.
He was a prisoner. The doppelgangers chained up next to some sort of undead creature. Looked like the doppelgangers were performing some sort of crude experimentation on people they had captured. So I assumed that he was on the chopping block.
I know him. He's a patient here. Has he been saying anything?
He seems incapable of saying anything except for praise and Xandalus sees. If he is capable,
make a perception check.
Okay. Yay! Decent roll.
You noticed some of the other people in the chapel giving you sort of odd side glances.
She whispered me over. I'm talking quietly too. We're trying to.
Mostly, boom.
The immediate area. Okay.
Immediate surroundings.
Yeah.
And she sighs. Yes, aphasia. After nearly drowning. It used to be he could only speak the first word of sentences that he was trying to say. Uncontrollably repeating himself over and over and over and over and over again.
Then is it possible that that's still the case and he's just doesn't want or is unable to say anything other than two particular sentences?
It's probably the case that whatever's happened has affected him so much that that was the only thing he's able to even attempt to say now. It's going to be a long work getting him back, if it wasn't already.
Would it be alright if I were to leave him in your care? I, of course, wouldn't ask this if you believe that you'll be too busy handling Lorik.
No, I will... that should be fine.
Alright then. Maybe if we're lucky, he'll recognize you.
Azuma,
Mm-hmm.
can you make a perception check, please? As you're standing there watching the newcomer, whose eyes are steadily and slowly scanning the room, you miss exactly when it happens, but there's a point where he starts to become more agitated. His breathing starts to get faster, a little more unhinged, and his eyes start to dart around a lot quicker. And you hear him muttering under his breath, "Zendless seas, Zendless seas, Zendless, Zendless seas, Zendless seas, Zendless seas, Zendless seas, Zendless seas."
Gonna step up beside him. What does Xandalus see?
He
Can you
sort
point
of
it to
pulls
me?
away from you. He takes a half step back, looking back at the group, looking towards you, looking back at the group, looking towards you, his eyes darting towards the door. Sandless seas. Sandless seas. And he just starts pointing. He outstretches a finger. He points it at you. He points it at Ken in the corner. He points it at sweeping towards everyone in the chapel, and he points it at himself. And he drops the lantern on the ground. And roll initiative as he tries to sprint for the door.
You caught me as I was typing.
Oh no.
Oof.
Rowan, I was in the middle of typing T20 plus 8 minus 5 to see if I noticed while this was going on.
Sure, you can roll it.
Before he actually, got into part of dropping the lantern. I was giving myself a minus 5 for doing
Dropping the lantern
distracted
definitely draws
by
everyone's attention.
cutting at work, but I was trying to notice before then.
You do notice. You notice him getting twitchy, and you notice his voice raising and Azuma trying to engage him just before he drops the lantern. You may too roll initiative.
Maybe? Nope. Damn.
He turns, sprinting out the door, dashing down the hallway, full tilt, pushing through the curtains. You hear a shout from the hallway as the guard in the corridor tries to grab onto him, passes through the curtains, and there's the sound of screaming. Ken. His screaming.
Renza! That's 30 feet. Can I tell where the screaming is coming from? The guard's looking that way.
Coming from behind the curtain.
Stop and look to the guard. What's back there? And if I haven't already done it, he pulls a set of vials from his belt and slaps them into his gauntlet.
Azuma.
Gonna turn around, panic. Renza! And chase after him. Where's the curtain again?
Straight ahead, 10 feet in front of Ken.
And she's gonna stop there.
Okay.
Curtain is scary, man.
It
I'm
ruffles
going
a
there.
little in the breeze as Renza, you may roll initiative.
Thank you.
At the start of initiative, Vouston runs over, eyes wide, in a mixture of pity, confusion, and sort of an uncomfortable, comforting look. You can sort of tell when someone's trying to calm, this kind of uncomfortable smile someone gives when they're trying to calm someone down but aren't entirely calm themselves or really convinced that there's any reason to calm down, as he grabs the door and he slams it shut. Renza.
I guess I'm gonna dash to the door. I'm not gonna open it though. I assume he closed it for a reason. I'm gonna listen.
Renza is barely able to make out because these chapel doors are made of very sturdy and solid, thick wood. Everyone else in the hall is able to hear quite clearly a voice ringing out, not of the man who cried praise, but of voices who sound like they're drowning. Like 3 drowned men screaming at the top of their lungs. Who have I become? And Azuma hears the sound of liquid spurting onto the floor. Ken.
The guard didn't answer me.
The guard is looking there, shocked and like mouth open, like, what? And he just sort of quietly mutters, we blocked that off. We blocked the corridor off for a reason.
Ken will step forward, glance back to the guard. What's back there? Kind of eyes darting to and fro, and sort of readies himself to hit something if it comes through the curtain. But he's not wanting to open it.
The eye.
There's a very questioning look, like, what? On his
Azuma.
face.
Is there any gaps between the curtain and the wall?
Nothing to peek around. You would have to You can get past without stepping through, but you could grab the curtain and sort of pull it back a little bit.
And did you bring your light source with you? Your sun rod?
No. It was supposed to follow me, but it didn't.
Well, the reason I was asking was
Oh.
I was going to move it if you didn't.
Oh,
I
yeah,
got you.
she's supposed to have it, but it
I
didn't
got
move
you.
with her.
That's what I was asking, is if you were supposed to have it, or if you would set it down at some point.
She's gonna pull out one of her daggers and hold it out and slide the curtain over just enough to peek through.
You see
She does not want to touch the curtain itself at all.
on the other side of the door an eye. A gigantic eye, probably as large as a human torso, that is gazing out from the center of a fungus-like wall covering a doorway.
The second she gets a clear view, she's going to hold the dagger back and drop the curtain shut.
There's more, though.
Oh.
The eye would normally be darting forth, but from the center of it, where the pupil is, there is a large, distended, fanged mouth that has clutched in its teeth the neck of the man who ran, whose eyes are laying open and motionless, hanging limp in the jaws of this thing as blood drips down to the ground. Pooling with some translucent liquid leaking out of the eye.
Nope.
The entire corridor starts to stink of ammonia.
Nope. Can I shut the curtain now?
Yep.
She's gonna shut the curtain and sit back a bit. And say out loud, nope!
Fuck that. Renza?
I am going to quickly open the door, step through, and close the door. That being my turn.
We're out of turn order now.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Dude's dead. We can't save him anymore.
He's gone.
Oh, I'm gonna do that anyways.
I guess since Azuma just said nope, and took a big old step back, Ken will doesn't have a dagger, I don't think. Nope, Nev has my dagger at the moment. So Ken will
Ken can hear the sounds of crunching coming from behind the curtain, and then a sound of something thumping to the floor.
Yeah.
Two heavy somethings.
About the time he hears the crunching, he's going to reach forward, and then he's going to stop, and then he's going to hear the first thunk, and then he's going to pull back the curtain just enough to peek through.
Blood slowly drips from the distended, fanged mouth attached to the eye as the teeth and the lips of the mouth begin to recede back into the pupil. As laying on the ground, decapitated, is the man, his neck having been chewed through, leaving his body and his head separate on the floor.
So all it ate was his neck? Is that,
I believe that's what he said.
Like
that
how
is what I'm hearing.
Azuma saw it holding him by the neck in its jaws, it crunched through.
Right. It's going to have a very similar reaction of letting the curtain drop and taking a step back. And what
My
God's name is that?
what happened?
Rowan, can I roll something at it?
Azuma's just gonna look at you, wide-eyed, just going, shaking her head like, nope. And as she does that, she's gonna walk back towards the door.
That's the appropriate reaction. Ken, do you have knowledge religion?
I have Arcana, and I have Nature.
Nope.
I also have Engineering. Oh, God.
Nevaeh, you noticed sort of the
I'm
commotion, and
still
you
in my
saw the guy
room.
sprint, but you did not hear the scream.
Okay. I was focused on tending to her, as I did commit to 8 hours.
Okay.
Is anybody going to tell me what just happened?
So I'm gonna gently push her back towards the doors with Azuma and just shake my head.
Out here. And Voston looks over to Azuma. Open or close, and her out.
In! And just skips through the door.
Attempting to push you back, Renza, with her. Nope, nope.
Fairly easy because I'm not very strong, but I am going to make it obvious that I'm trying to stand my ground. What
Nope.
happened?
Just shakes his head. He's dead. Keep pushing. Nope.
Voston nods.
Don't want to be in this hallway anymore.
Definitely dead.
Move. Go. Come on.
No. Okay. Get off. I'm gonna step to the side and just try to get around it. If I want to stay out here and figure out what the hell just happened.
Giant eyeball and a door ate him. Yeah. Why is the door not letting me through? Let me through. Don't want to be in this hallway anymore, Rowan.
Oh great, I'm playing the brave one.
It's a giant eye in a door that just ate a man. Fuck that!
Don't know what it is.
It's not that we're not brave, it's that we're not risking our life for someone we don't know.
Especially a dead one.
We don't
Yeah, he's
know
already
what
dead,
it
so
is.
what's the use?
All we know is that whenever you try to get close to it or peel it away or break it down, it reaches out and it tries to bite you. And then it screams.
Okay, that's something of an answer. Thank you.
That's why we've been
So-
trapped here. No one's figured out how to get by it.
Okay. So we're sure that the man is dead then.
Go check for
Can I
yourself
hear
if you
this
want to.
conversation through the door?
The doors are quite thick.
Oh.
I'm going to step past the two of them to do so.
You peek around the curtain and see the decapitated corpse.
Oh, fuck.
And the eye. Don't forget the fucking eye. The weird part about that.
In the other room,
The body
when
first.
Azuma, Winter rushes up from where she was sitting and walks over to you. Not rushing, but with purpose. Keeps over. He's gone, isn't he? You keep quiet about what you just saw, okay?
No problem here with that.
We can't have anyone in a panic. It's too dark as it is.
That's reason to panic. That's plenty reason to panic.
Oh, don't worry. I know I made the entire place make a morale check. Don't worry. I know how much I fucked up.
Just keep it quiet.
And she's gonna look up, because I'm assuming Winter's taller than me, and do the zip lip motion and a thumbs up.
Winter nods and goes back to what she was doing. Outside the door again, Renza?
Yeah, so body first. Oh, fuck. Because, yeah, I was trying to help this man not 2-3 minutes ago. Then the eye is going to catch my notice. And it is disgusting.
You didn't
I
see it
actually
when
have
it
a
had
picture
teeth.
for you.
You didn't see it when it had teeth. Fuck you,
You're
Rowan.
all about to see it when it had teeth.
You didn't see it with a man's body in its mouth!
I mean, no, I missed that part, thankfully. But
This...
nope.
Do I even want to see it?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Look at it staring into your soul. It's
Oh.
staring into your soul.
Why is it crying pee?
That's ammonia.
It's crying ammonia.
It's not horrifying anymore. It cries pee.
It's gonna cry pee onto your dead body.
I mean, probably.
Oh, well, I'm not going near it. It ain't getting me.
So, Rowan, I'm gonna ask, just like Ed did, do I have any idea what the hell is going on with this thing?
Knowledge religion?
Yes! I put a rank in that.
Can you roll absurdly high? Because what the actual fuck? No, you
Nope.
can't.
Not a clue. It disturbs you too much for your brain to actually focus on what this thing might be. Your attention is more occupied by the desiccated corpse, the stench of wafting, mixing blood and ammonia.
I'm gonna slide the curtain back into place, turn back to, Boston. Fuck. Is it safe to step into to... Has this happened to anybody else?
He shakes his head. A couple of us got some bite marks. As soon as that happened, no one took too many steps towards it. My guess is got unlucky. Ran right into it, didn't see it coming.
Damn.
Renza, make a perception check.
Assume we... Nope.
Nope.
Oh, God.
This is going to be a good night for me.
Oh boy.
Everything is fantastic or shit.
Mm-hmm. Probably shit. We're trapped in an insane asylum with an eye that will eat you.
Um. What do you want to do with the body?
What, honey?
He sort of looks your way. His face sours.
I'll move it. Is it safe
No,
to step
it's
in there to
not
try to...
that. It might be, just don't, poke it.
Okay. I can bring him up to the,
He appears earnestly bothered by this.
bothered by the death?
Yeah.
Okay. I can bring him up to the end of the corridor where the other dead are, if you want.
At least he's decapitated. If he had gold fever, he won't rise.
It's the best we can offer.
Okay.
Damn. Damn. He looks up at the man across from him. Denman, go check on the children, would you? Yeah. Right away.
I'm gonna immediately at that, not like vocally, but like mentally. Ah, damn it, there are kids here. Fuck.
Not the first time you've seen kids in this place.
Yeah, I
He's
saw
covered with bite
one.
marks.
Yeah, I saw the one all the way over there, but I wasn't really paying attention to him. And it was kind of all over him with the healing.
The Heelys.
Yeah. I'm gonna poke my head back in there and carefully extract the body first, if the head can come later.
As you move in, now that you've pulled the curtain back, you can hear something faintly. Very, very softly. Sounds like just a moment.
Okay.
Oh, that's not creepy.
Mm.
Oh. One moment, please, while I turn up the volume. Keep it fairly low. Oh, crying, sobbing. Yay. Okay. Going to, does it appear to be emanating from the eye?
It does.
Huh, that's interesting. But, priorities.
The eye follows you as soon as you poke your head into the chamber. past the curtain, but does not swell in size or make any sudden movements as you grab the body and you, by the ankle and you pull it out.
Okay. I'm going to...
The streaking of blood trailing after the
Yeah.
next stump.
Yeah. I'm gonna do my best as soon as it is like at the edge of the curtain. I'm gonna do my best to position him in such a way that try to prevent as much blood loss, blood splatter as possible beyond the curtain.
Right.
Like I know there's gonna be blood, but the less that hits the ground, the better.
Make a heal check. Do you have knowledge engineering alternatively?
No, I do not.
Alright, never mind.
Not there yet.
Know someone who does.
Yeah, but he's a pussy.
No, I'm just not gonna fuck with the fucking eye that eats people.
And then feels bad
There's
about
a
it.
difference. We're
I
trying
want
to
to
preserve our
live.
lives.
There is a complete
You're-
difference.
You don't make an
Run.
utter and offensive mess across the walls in the corridor, but I mean, it's you're gonna have to clean this up after someone is, if you don't want
Yeah.
significant blood spatter.
Yep. Yeah.
Alternatively, you could have
Okay.
just left them there for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, but
Alright.
that would be all the more disturbing for when I actually go in there to study the thing.
Oh, if you get eaten, it's your fault.
I acknowledge this.
I've accepted this. I move on.
Yeah, so I guess I'll maneuver the body down the corridor to the bodies. And,
You do this.
okay. I rack my mind. I feel like there's, like I should say something or do something because, yeah, as far as I can tell, a relative innocent just died. He's not a monster. He's not trying. He was fucked up, but that probably wasn't his fault. I don't really know what to say, so I'm going to
Here lies praise. May he rest in peace.
You
I'm
got
gonna
his name.
I'm gonna yeah, of course I did.
Right before he died.
I'm gonna set. Oh, I missed that then.
Yeah, no, they told you his name when they told you what was wrong with him, and then he immediately
Oh right.
panicked.
In that case, I'm gonna. Rowan,
Yes?
I am going to take my right hand. I'm gonna set it down on his chest. This is the hand with the wonky
Yes.
symbol. Must have some sort of importance. And I'm just gonna close my eyes for a moment and well, guess I'm gonna say sorry. I couldn't help. Hope you have better luck with whatever comes next. And then I'm gonna leave.
Make your way back down the corridor. The people in the chapel. Nevaeh's tending to Erwin. Looks like everyone else is getting ready to turn in for the night. Or day, it's hard to tell. In this perpetual twilight. Yellow misted haze.
Were there windows in here again? I don't remember.
Not in here, no.
Oh, right. Damn. Okay.
The only glimpse you've seen of the outside has been when you were
Creepy.
outside.
Has been creepy.
that is also accurate. That is an accurate descriptor.
I guess Ken is going to use the lumber that he has chopped up to build himself a little. He piles up the lumber like that. He's building himself a little fort. This is my area. I'm paranoid. Don't come
that was
in.
For everyone.
I mean, the stuff that's not being used immediately. We're not using it all right this very second, are we?
Oh my god, you're Eeyore. You're building yourself a hut made of sticks in the corner.
It's exactly what Ken is doing.
Oh, jeez.
He's just creating himself a little safe space. Because I still don't really know you people. Like, Azuma's pretty cool. And Nevaeh is alright. But the other one's a psycho.
So you're like building yourself a little hut?
Pretty much.
Azuma's gonna walk over, and wherever the doorway is, she's gonna hold out a cookie into the doorway where you are.
You are standing in front of said doorway. He'll look up. Shrug and take the cookie. He'll pat the empty space. He's left enough room if you wanted to stay in. But yeah,
Gonna plop herself down.
is it a fortune cookie?
Yes.
Rowan.
Oh god.
What is my fortune?
As he Googles.
You know to have this open with me. I always do this.
It is true, Rowan. You should have known.
You crack the cookie open, and there is a small strip of paper inside which reads, "Compassion will cure more than condemnation."
I tried!
He's gonna look at the cookie, like reading it.
And if this was a D20 Modern campaign, your lotto numbers would be 7, 54, 35, 1, 8, and 36.
After Azuma goes into the little hut thing, she just sits down and starts polishing off each individual dagger on her cloak and not even paying attention to Ken and his cookie.
That's fine. He enjoys the cookie. He ponders the meaning of life, and this fortune decides he's not going to be nice and try and talk to the eye, and puts the fortune in his pocket and gets ready for bed.
It's perfect.
The best lotto numbers are 4, 8, 15, 16.
Get out of here with your lost.
23 and 42. Literally
Renza,
everywhere.
when you return to the hall, you see the guard that was standing in front of the doorway, whose name you heard as Denman, is standing back outside guarding it, who is does not look to be doing too great emotionally. Headed back inside the chapel.
I'm gonna stop at him for a moment. You doing okay?
Haven't been okay for a while.
How long is a while? When did this start?
wish I could give you specific dates, but day and night sort of starts to creep and shake together here. I imagine Winter would know more than I do. I just don't like seeing kids scared.
Alright. I'm gonna clap my hand on his shoulder. Best way to do that is to keep him safe. Just try and stay strong. For their sake, nothing else.
He pats the knife at his hip, which, looking at it, looks more like a chef's knife than anything else. I'm not leaving this door.
Alright. And no, Rowan, I am turning back to the curtain.
Oh.
And, yeah, I do still need to add the head to the rest. And then after that, I will take a break, and I will head back into the chapel. And then tomorrow, whenever tomorrow may be, or after I get some rest, I'm gonna spend some time trying to figure out the eye.
Make a perception check as you poke back around.
I wish the people who are better at this were around.
You notice that the expression of Duglin still bears one of fear, pain, and confusion. You are able to retrieve the severed head and move it back with the rest.
I'm gonna hopefully rigor mortis takes a little while to kick in, so I'm gonna try to sort of lay him out in such a way that his head is like resting in his lap, cupped in his arms or in his hands.
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
It's far better than letting it just loll to the side where...
It's a little disturbing and kind of gruesome, but you know what? It's the best he's got.
Okay. And Ed, I would like to remind you, I took ritualistic. I am quirky by nature.
It's fine, I'm just saying it's gross.
That's literally one thing that I remember. I'm quirky. Sort of. In a really weird way.
In a really weird
way. In a potentially creepy way. Yeah. Yeah, and then I'm gonna head back to the chapel.
You get back in the chapel as you see Winter walking up and away from the pot that she was cooking. And oh, god damn it. Just as I go to interact with Nevaeh, Derek loses internet connection.
My internet's fine. And there's no lights on in the kitchen, so it's not the microwave. Nobody's making popcorn.
Just Derek's computer.
That damn microwave.
Well, then this is a good point for a 5-minute break. To
Okay.
reset the palate after the terror.
Alright.
Take a bio, do a pee,